One of my favorite things to do is just come in right out of the gates, and we'll go ahead and let's get the measurements. All right. So what are we coming in strong at height wise? What's the weight? What's the body fat? You're looking like a sub 8% body fat right now, busting out of your Jayhawks shirt. But let's go ahead and get it. What are we thinking? We 6'2"?
No, yeah, we're gonna say I'm 6'2", and we can say I'm 235, 237 on the ish, yeah,
okay,
something like that, yeah.
All right, very good. and the speed. Bobby was raving about your speed and like your 10-yard splits and stuff. What do you think you're going to run as a linebacker? What do you think you're going to run 40-wise at the combine?
At least a 4.39.
Oh, smoking.
Okay, so it's new age linebacker stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way the game has gone. Like you're going to be covering running backs, you're going to be covering tight ends. It's a passing league. So that's kind of the way the sport has gone, and that's kind of the way you grew up playing football, right? I mean, in high school, Arlington, Lamar, like you're going up against spread, shotgun, and you're having to cover people.
Yeah. Actually, at Arlington, when we played, I think who was that, Martin? I was really always the edge rusher and like always the outside linebacker. So it really ain't required me to cover, but more of dealing with these fat dudes, really, and like these cornbread fed dudes. And so it's like I just got a knack for like just playing also like edge rush and like inside linebacker. So it's pretty cool though.
Okay, all right. So from stylistically, what would be like one of your favorite things in terms of the position you played? Do you like to blitz? You like to come off the edge? You like playing in coverage? Or are you just trying to meet the running back in the hole on 3rd and 1 and say, let's go get some?
I play multiple positions, so I probably have to say off the edge because I love like just rushing the passer and like getting in the heads of these fat dudes because, with so much speed, you can get them off balance and do so much stuff to them that they can't comprehend what's going on sometimes.
That's right. That speed factor.
No question about it. I mean, your 10-yard split, comparison-wise, and Bobby was raving about this, but you have a faster 10-yard split than guys like John Ross, DK Metcalf. I mean, we're talking about some of the craziest, most athletic freaks at the receiver position to ever test at the combine. So, I mean, when you go to the combine and do the underwear Olympics, you might be the star of that whole day out there at Indianapolis. Is that what you're kind of expecting to showcase a little bit?
A little something like that. A little bit to show everybody my speed. Yeah. I didn't even know I was that fast, to be honest.
It just didn't happen.
It's a God-given gift. That's what it is.
So you played at Kansas, and we were talking off air a little bit about that. Obviously, Big 12 football and KU has had their struggles in football. But what can you share with us about your career over the last 4 years? You got to play immediately, which going to a school like KU is probably the biggest perk. You get to see the field right away. Yeah.
So first coming in, like, of course, my nerves was racking. I ain't really know the atmosphere, and so like I was a little bit of a hothead to it. I used to get into it with a bunch of people, but like starting off, I was like a starter on all special teams because like that's where the dogs are made. That's where you go make your money.
Absolutely.
And so after that, probably my junior year is when I started to make my debut as a starter, as an inside linebacker, and then after that, I moved up to edge rusher, outside linebacker, and then from then on, that's where people just really seeing my speed and what I'm really about.
I love it. So you like edge rushing. When you were watching, say, a Micah Parsons this year, and we got to see Micah and the Cowboys took an off-ball linebacker, and I know a lot of people, including myself, with the first round were thinking, "Ooh, man," because I mean the Cowboys just took a Leighton Vander Esch. Do you want to take that with a premium pick in the first round? But then when you add Micah's ability to get after the quarterback was something I don't think any of us knew how good he was. Is that something you really want to sell to teams? Your ability as a pass rusher? Is that what you want to? Is that how you see yourself translating to the next level?
I really see myself like as an inside linebacker, as a versatile player. I can see myself as a Sam linebacker like Micah Parsons, or I can see myself as an inside linebacker like the Mike because I played those positions before. I also played nickel before. I played DN. I played a little bit of safety. I literally played a little bit of everything.
So you're comfortable in space.
Yeah, I'm comfortable with anything, to be honest. So yeah, but for the most part, I mean, my whole time at KU, I have been an edge rusher for the most part. I've been always blitzing the passer and just trying to get out the QB basically. Yeah. That's it.
6.5 sacks, 8.5 tackles for loss last year at KU. What was if you had a memory or a game specifically that stood out for you at your time at Kansas? What would that be?
It'll be that Texas game. The Texas game, we beat Texas where y'all seen Jared Casey make that winning catch. Oh my God, it was that game. It was really that game because I don't know. It was just a little different for me. You know, being back in hometown is just like you got something to prove to yourself, and not just yourself, but also to your peoples in your hometown. And so with that, that's what came like them 2 strip sacks and just getting a fumble recovery and just like getting after it.
Man, that's outstanding stuff. We have Kyron Johnson, Kansas linebacker, formerly of Arlington Lamar, as well, with us here in the Nosebleed Seats. And so you've been training at Built Ford Athletics, which is actually co-owned by former Cowboy safety Kayvon Frazier, which is pretty cool. You're doing your skills training stuff next door to the Star with Sean Smith, former defensive lineman, played for the Cowboys, Chiefs, Bengals, and things like that. So take us through kind of what the regimen is right now. What's the day-to-day like for you as you get set for senior ball, and then, of course, the combine kind of around the corner?
Of course, like everything is built on like the intensity of like weightlifting and like getting your speed up and stuff like that. So like it's like an everyday thing, waking up at the ass cracker dawn, excuse my language, but waking up at like
no, we love ass crackers around here.
Waking up early and just like getting after it. It's like it's really seemed like like I'm back in my young days. We having like two-a-days again, and like I actually like that type of stuff because it lets me knowing that I'm on the right path. Mm-hmm. And like I always tell my mom or people around me this all the time, I got deja vu. Somebody always tell me, well, you on the right path. So I'm like, okay, good. We right where I need to be at. So
very good, very good. So what would be if someone's walking into the weight room and they say, Kyron, I just really want you to impress me with something. What are you going to do? Are you going to be doing the bench press? Are you going to be doing some push-ups? Are you going to be squatting? Are you going to be deadlifting? You be power cleaning? Or maybe you're going to be doing a bunch of pull-ups. What is the thing that you're going to impress somebody the most if you got one shot in the gym, Iron Paradise, Kyron Johnson?
I'm going to knock their ass on the ground. That's what I'm going to do. That's the main thing. I'm going to show you what the power can do. That's the main thing.
That's the linebacker mentality right there. Okay, so who was the toughest running back you had to manhandle when you played in college?
A.J. Dillon for the I forgot
Boston College.
Yes, A.J.
Now
Dillon,
with the Packers, thick as a bowl of oatmeal. Those thighs. Talk to me about those thighs, up close and personal. Holy hell, those thighs.
Let me tell you something. I ain't never tried to tackle him up high because trying to tackle him up high, I learned one thing. I did tackle him up high. Didn't work out too well. We just came to a standstill. After that, knees was all the way. That's all it. But yeah, going against him, it's like, God damn, that's a big, thick cornbread fed dude right there.
100%. 100%. It is. Okay, so when you look ahead to NFL and you peruse the landscape of running backs around there, who's the guy that is that you're kind of thinking about? Is it like a Derrick Henry style dude, or is it one of these Barkleys or maybe a Zeke Elliott, something like that?
Probably Derrick Henry the most, just because like I hear a lot of people talk about him and what it's like tackling him and stuff like that. So I would want to go head up with him, to be honest. I want to see what it's like.
That's right. I mean, King Henry, that's the guy. Yeah. That's the guy. So you have guys that have talked to you about having to tackle Derrick Henry. So you got some buddies in the league? Have they been kind of?
No. I've heard like conversations like on like YouTube and like hearing like other NFL players talk about what it's like tackling Derrick Henry and like who is that? The cheetah. Yeah, they call him the cheetah.
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. They call him the cheetah. I want to know what it's like to chase him down, to be honest. Because they say he fast. I want to see how fast he really is, to be honest. I want to see how fast he is.
They do say he's fast. I hope they're not lying to us, but he looks pretty damn fast on the television.
He does look pretty fast. Kyron Johnson, Arlington Lamar Zone, Kansas Jayhawk, getting ready for the NFL draft. He'll be in Mobile, Alabama for the Senior Bowl next week. And you know, Eric and I both big high school football fans who grew up in the area. I went to Plano. He went to Justin Northwest. And, you know, going to Arlington Lamar, I've always said I think we have the best high school football in the country right in our backyard here in DFW. Do you have a game or a team that stands out to you from your high school days where you were like, man, that was probably the toughest game I ever played in?
Like I said, that Martin game.
Yeah,
it's
a big rivalry.
Yeah, that's our rivalry right there. And like they had this, like I say, it's always these big, thick dudes that I'm always having to go against. And like he was literally, I think he was a fullback at the time. And like it surprised me because I literally didn't think I would be able to hit him. I laid his ass out. Yeah. And from then on, I knew right there, I was like, oh, I can go against anybody. I could do whatever. And so like, but yeah, that Martin game was probably the best game we probably had because Martin has literally beat us like probably about 3 years straight. And like that year, I think it was 2016 when I was a junior starting, we beat them. And then, yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, that's a great feeling. Man, and the school was probably hyped.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
we went out that day too.
Oh,
We got
I
crazy that day. We got crazy.
that can be an off-air conversation about those parties were like, woo, I bet that was a good time. Okay, so you grew up, of course, as we mentioned in Arlington Lamar. Did you grow up a Cowboys fan?
Yes, I did. I did grow up a Cowboys fan, but I also had other teams that I also watched, like the Ravens, the Kansas City Chiefs, just where I was at, basically.
So I know the political answer is, you'd like to get drafted by whatever team takes you. But, I mean, in your heart and soul, would you kind of like to be wearing the star on the side of your helmet?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I would, because first of all, this is my hometown. And like I grew up just watching Cowboys because my pops is a Cowboy fan, my mom is a Cowboy fan. My whole family basically is a Cowboys fan. So yeah, I would love to have that star.
So assuming the Cowboys are listening now, and I know some of their scouts like to check us out when we do these interviews, and they want to know, all right, if we're going to draft Kyron Johnson, what kind of player are we getting? What kind of person off the field are we getting? What should they know?
You should know you're getting a relentless, cold, mean-blooded machine number 15. That's it. Like I don't really know what else to say. Come on, I don't know what else more I got to put on the table. But yeah, whatever I can do to be a factor on the team, basically.
I love it, and I believe it. I mean, you can tell this dude's ready to line up, go run down, and cover a kickoff right now. And those 15. Are the demons, craziest people out there that are okay. So let's get into some of the fun stuff. Cheat meal. Mm-hmm. All right. I know you got to keep in good shape right now, but let's say, all right, this is over with. Now you're drafted and you can kind of take a deep breath and relax.
Yeah.
What's the cheat meal?
Ooh, I'll go home. My mom, she'll probably make some fried chicken, greens, cornbread. And you know how if you make the cornbread tastes like cake? Oh yeah, that's the best kind. With some mashed potatoes and some gravy.
Oh, yeah,
cheat meal. That's a cheat meal.
That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's a cheat meal.
You've been talking about the cornbread fed dudes.
Yeah.
You're one yourself.
I'm one myself. I'm one that's like cornbread fed and greens. That's it. That's the main thing.
So speaking of food, other than missing your family when you were up at Kansas, was Whataburger second on the list of things you missed the most?
No, the main thing I missed the most was probably the chicken. Like Church's chicken. Even though they had it out there in Kansas City, they didn't have it in Lawrence. And like that's what I didn't like about it, because that's the main thing I used to eat all the time is like Church's chicken. And so like that's what I wanted was the chicken, man.
Wow. I thought Church's chicken was everywhere.
No, it is. It's in Kansas City, but like from a drive from Lawrence, Kansas, that's a 45-minute drive.
Okay.
Ain't nobody finna keep driving that long time for some chicken. Who's finna do that? I'm not finna do that.
Well, so are you a Whataburger guy though?
I am a Whataburger guy, but like I ate it so much,
you've already
I done moved past it now.
I understand.
We were talking before you hopped on because obviously your coach was Les Miles at Kansas. Mm-hmm. So we were joking about, Jamar Chase and what he said about how when he was getting recruited at LSU, Les Miles told him, I don't think you're going to play receiver, man. You're probably just a corner. I don't think you have a future receiver. Do you have any fun Les Miles stories or anything crazy that he did with you? I mean, I know you said off air he was a great motivator for you. Yeah. But I mean, we heard the Mad Hatter eating grass. We've heard funny stories about Les Miles. Do you have anything you can lay on us?
It was a time where we was like the whole team was in the meeting room, and like I turned on this old school music. I think it's still on Twitter. I turned on like I forgot who it was by. I think Frankie Beverly. And like I turned on this old school music. His old self started dancing. It was the funniest thing ever because he cannot dance, and we was just laughing, just having the fun. But that's the main thing I remember about him. He's a cool dude though. At the end of the day, he's still a cool dude though.
The grass eating Les Miles. Did you see him do that?
No, I didn't see him.
You never saw him do that?
No, I never saw him do that.
But you knew that it happened.
They said Coach Miles eating grass now? I was like, what is he, a damn horse? I was like, what's going on with this man?
That's fantastic. All right, the one thing you're most excited to purchase when you get a little NFL coin in your pocket.
Oh, a new car.
New car.
Yes.
Okay, what kind of car guy are you? I do sell cars on the side.
I know
what
you're
going here.
So,
he does know a guy.
So I'm looking into like more of an electric car now, just because
respect your environmental.
Yeah,
you
not environmental, but it's just because
let's save the planet, right?
No, listen. So it's like GMC has made this new Hummer, and so outside I have a Hummer. I'm driving a Hummer H3 right now, and so I've always been a big Hummer fan, and so like that's gonna be the next car I get, that electric GMC Hummer.
Respect on that. I like it. All right, very good. Walchuk works at Chick-fil-A, by the way. So I sell cars. I know you like your church's chicken. Where does Chick-fil-A chicken come in on the power rankings of chicken?
You use Chick-fil-A?
Yeah. Is it top 5, top 3?
No,
we don't have.
I can't put it top 5 because we used to always eat Chick-fil-A all the time, so it's got to be.
You got sick of Chick-fil-A like Whataburger.
Yes, and I had to say it's top 20. I know that's bad, but hey,
it's okay, man. I just collect the paychecks. It's all right. It's all good.
But it is our pleasure to have gotten to chat.
It's my pleasure.
Kyron.
It is my pleasure to get to chat with you, man. It's been great. We are wishing you the best of luck, and we're hoping, man, you crush it next week out there at the Senior Bowl. We'll be watching. Can't wait to see what you test out as at the Combine, and we'll be watching on draft day, man. Fingers crossed. Maybe you can get in that star on the side of your helmet, and we can do this more often with you.
Most definitely. Thank you.
I'm going to have my eyes on the body fat percentage of Kyron Johnson. This dude is shredded as you can imagine. Twitch.tv/DallasFanCam. Seriously, Kyron, thank you so much for the time, my friend. That was absolutely fantastic.